Now, on a related note, we're going to go to Sandy. Now, Doha, of course, has been in the news for various reasons recently, but you're going to be talking about something else, the Social Summit.
Yes, the Social Summit. It's the World Social Summit by obviously it's the United Nations and the World Economic Forum are getting together, and it's the second summit for social development, and that. The first one was held in Copenhagen in 1993, the year after the Earth Summit. So they haven't had one of these Summit for Social Development for a long, long time. So it's quite an interesting point. We have got a video to explain what it's about.
In 1995, history was made. The World Summit for Social Development in Copenhagen united world leaders around a groundbreaking commitment to put people at the centre of development. They pledged to eradicate poverty, promote social integration, and achieve full and productive employment for all. Over the years, this commitment transformed into action. The Millennium Development Goals set a global agenda for poverty eradication, health, and education. The Sustainable Development Goals envisioned a just and sustainable world. The Pact for the Future reaffirmed global solidarity for current and future generations. In 3 decades, progress has been remarkable. Extreme poverty has been reduced by half. Digital transformation has revolutionized access to services, empowering millions and fostering inclusion. More children, especially girls, are in school. Breakthroughs in global health have increased life expectancy and tackled diseases like HIV/AIDS. But challenges remain. Inequalities in income, education, health, and opportunity persist. A digital divide excludes millions. People living in vulnerable situations such as older persons, indigenous peoples, and persons with disabilities face barriers. As we approach the second World Summit for Social Development in 2025, the world must renew its commitment to inclusive social development. Together we can achieve equal opportunities for all, resilient and sustainable societies, a truly inclusive world where everyone is included. This will bring our journey onwards towards the second World Summit for Social Development in Qatar. Let's work together for inclusion, equality, and people.
Thank you. That film you saw there was 10 years before the Sustainable Development Goals were announced in 2015, but they were exactly the same. And obviously in 2000 we had the Millennium Development Goals. They failed. They were supposed to be tackling poverty, health, and education. In 2015, obviously, they launched the goals, the 17 goals, which laid out a roadmap for a more sustainable and, they say a more sustainable and equitable future. It's actually the roadmap for the fourth industrial revolution. And in 2021, our common agenda called for renewed inclusive multilateralism. And in 2024, the Pact of the Future reaffirmed solidarity across generations. So that first summit was pretty much, the same as we've got now, but kind of, just rehashed. So they say that the challenges still remain, and so the road to Doha is really a roadmap, really for the future. And what they're doing is they're looking at a progression of the Sustainable Development Goals. 30 years on, you've still got the same challenges. It hasn't changed, because 30 years on, we're still looking at the same development goals, and they are falling behind in these goals. You've got the 10 commitments that they said they would achieve, and those commitments have not been achieved. It's still work in progress. So what we can see from this is that the 2025 progress assessment reveals that the world remains far off track from achieving these goals. So I think, we'll be looking at that a bit later. So at the moment, there's another one of these conferences going on, and it's a Sustainable Development Impact Meetings, which are pretty much, it's all about human computation. It's about what we're going to be dealing with in the future and how they think we're going to live. So, the key themes: accelerating social progress, climate and nature with crossover into social justice and economic transitions, tackling inequality and promoting inclusive growth. And Deloitte are part of this. Deloitte are saying they're committed to helping create better futures by making an impact that matters. That's why we're taking to the world stage across the United Nations General Assembly week, because it's actually the United Nations General Assembly as well. The Climate Week, which is actually next week. It's the 22nd to the 27th in New York City. So the World Economic Forum Sustainable Development Impact Meetings are to help build a sustainable, equitable and prosperous future for all. During this week of thoughtful conversations and strategic action, we're convening some of the world's most powerful business leaders and policymakers to help build shared solutions that will make a lasting impact. So the key themes are accelerating social progress. We're looking at social contracts here. I mean, they beat around the bush. They're looking at impact investing. And Deloitte, as we know, are all bound up with impact investing. They're the ones that are working with the Royal Foundation, with Kate Middleton, looking at impact investing and data mining, the under fives. So this is what we're looking at, and they skirt around it. They don't actually say what they're doing. Climate and nature with crossover into social justice, all that stuff. So basically, we're looking at the people who attend are stakeholders from governments, policymakers, business and corporate leaders, civil society, NGOs. You've got young people's groups and financiers. They're all going to be there, just literally working out how they can extract as much data from us as they can. Now, looking at the Sustainable Development Goals, they are failing. And I don't think they were ever meant to succeed, because they don't care whether they succeed or not, to be honest. All they want is to be able to get the human computation. So in 2025, the progress assessment reveals that the world remains far off track from achieving the 2030 goals. The 2015 baseline at the most recent years, supplemented by agency analysis. Among these, only 35% show adequate progress. Only 18% are on track, and 17% are making moderate progress. In contrast, 48% of targets show insufficient progress, including 31% with only marginal gains and 17% with no progress at all. So 18% of the targets have regressed below 2015 base levels. So it's not working anyway. But they still continue to have these conferences in big hotels and just push it and just tell us that they're working hard at saving the planet. So we're looking at these goals. End poverty. Poverty is actually worse. If you look at the graphs, poverty is declining. And the thing is that digital poverty, they've invented new poverty, digital poverty, fuel poverty. I can't even afford to boil the kettle poverty. So there's zero hunger. That's not going well. We've got more food banks, and in this country, we've got the Trussell Trust saying that there's more food banks being used by the UK's people. Good health, that's declining. Global health management, most of us can't get a doctor's appointment even. So quality education, dumbing down. Nobody's learning anything. So they're not achieving their goals in schools, and peace and justice is not working either, because we've got the more corruption. So there we have it. That it's not working, but they aren't interested in achieving the goals, I don't think. Thank you.
Sandy, thank you very much.